My question... microphone. It's very loud. Echo. Okay.
We won't miss anything you say.
I'm not hearing that.
Okay, so my question is in regards to last week's COVID report that was very scathing of the vaccine mandates and how people have lost a lot of trust in the health system because of compulsory vaccine mandates. And I think it's only fair that the Fair Work Commission, I note before you said to Senator Roberts that your role was to provide support to the head of the Fair Work Commission. I guess my question to you is what feedback are you going to give to the head of the Fair Work Commission? And I'll use the word fair work here, being the operative words, in regards to the feedback from the COVID report that was scathing of COVID vaccine mandates and was enforced by the commissioners. So I know you can't comment on cases, but it's fair to say that the Fair Work Commissioners basically took a one-sided approach to imposing those vaccine mandates. I mean, I can quote cases if you want, but I know you can't really discuss cases.
Senator, as you're aware, the President of the Fair Work Commission is an independent statutory office holder. He's also a federal court judge. I can undertake to have a conversation with him, but that's the extent of what I could do in these circumstances.
So, how do we go about holding these commissioners to account? Because time has proven them wrong, and I think that there needs to be a level of scrutiny. I know, for example, Commissioner Dean. She was actually banned from hearing cases about vaccines, and time has proven her right. Is there going to be any sort of re-education given to the other Fair Work Commissioners about their views on vaccine mandates?
Decisions and the evidence that I gave you at the time was decisions of members of the Commission, and the reasons for those decisions are published on our website. Those decisions stand for themselves.
Well, I dispute that. I dispute that because I've got here an autopsy report of a person who died a week after the vaccine from Pfizer, and this was never released by the TGA. So one of those decisions made by Fair Work Commissioner Coleman in the Cooper's case said that we can't, not ATAGI, the vaccine review people, can't be questioned. They are the experts. Well, it turns out that they're not necessarily experts and they were covering up valuable information. And I think it was completely erroneous for a judge just to take the view of bureaucrats and not the actual doctors who are working on the front line. I mean, this is egregious, what's happened. And to just say that, well, their cases stand isn't good enough. I mean, the whole point of democracy is for people to be held to account.
There's nothing further that I can add to my evidence.
No, just going stonewall. So there's still people out there today that can't get work because they've been discriminated against because of those mandates. And those mandates were imposed by a Fair Work Commission that, in my view, and the view of millions, if not hundreds of thousands, millions of others, were biased.
The role of the Commission wasn't to enforce mandates. The role of the Commission, as it always been, is to deal with disputes about whether or not dismissals were fair and just.
Well, they weren't, and I mean, plenty of people. I can line up plenty of people who were injured and still lost their jobs because they didn't take a second shot. Are you going to tell me that's fair?
Senator, all I can, and as you started with your questioning, you understand what my role is at the.
Okay, so whose decision was it that Commissioner Dean had to go and get training? Who made that decision?
My understanding is that the President at the time, the President has subsequently changed, wrote to Deputy President Dean to express the view that the Deputy President had breached provisions of the Members' Code of Conduct, breached basic principles of quasi-judicial decision-making, and the conduct constituted misuse of a statutory office.
Right. And you don't think that judges or Fair Work Commissioners not doing the research on these vaccines was an abuse of the office?
It's not my role to comment on decisions or matters that are dealt with. The Fair Work Act provides a framework for the President of the Commission to deal with complaints.
Yep.
And in terms of the member code of conduct, it empowers the President of the Commission to establish a code of conduct in consultation with the members of the tribunal, and that was done in this case.
Okay, thank you.
Authorised G. Rennick People First Chermside.